All right, let's keep it moving. Breakfast Club vibes, man. And listen to this. Papoose and company both got low-key exposed in this interview, but there was one specific moment that jumped out at me more than anything else. And hold up, let me line y'all up with exactly what happened. So Papoose is up there trying to protect his name and his character, basically painting himself as this loyal, faithful guy. He's saying the things Remy was putting out there about him weren't really true like that. Then DJ Envy steps in and starts responding to Papoose, saying, look, this caught all of us off guard. He explains that everyone was used to seeing Pap and Remy together. They were the image of black love. And because of how close they were with everyone and how the public viewed them, people genuinely wanted them to fix it, or at least try to work it out. But baby, Claressa Shields was not trying to hear any of that. She popped up instantly and couldn't even sit still. Girl, look at her face right there. No, seriously, look, let me tell you something. That face alone was doing all the talking, because when words fail, expressions say everything. She was heated, let me be clear. She wasn't open to hearing anything else. She was holding on to Papoose for dear life. This level of obsession is wild. Honestly, it should be illegal at this point. And the craziest part is she can't even hide it. It's written all over her face. Now stay with me, because here's where it gets messy. She jumps in to answer a question that wasn't even meant for her. That was a moment for Papoose to speak for himself and bring clarity. Any real woman would want to hear where he truly stands, especially when it comes to her. So peep how DJ Envy responds to Papoose, and right when it's Pap's turn to answer back, Claressa Shields cuts him off. Listen closely to what she says next. She couldn't help herself. That woman was livid.
Man. Like, come on. So
I think during that time, I know for myself, I just wanted y'all to fix it. Because I've known y'all so long, and not fix the relationship, just the friendship, the parenting, just fix that part. That was the most important thing, right?
That takes time. Like it's a divorce. It's not something that just happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? But people life don't stop. You know what I mean? It's papers, it's time, it's all this stuff that gotta happen. But at the end of the day, we move forward with our lives. Like
I wish her the best.
See, right there, pause for a second. How are you jumping in to answer that question when he clearly said they were hoping Remy could fix it? Not the relationship, but the parenting part. And she cuts right in like, nah, you know that takes time. Hold up, how are you answering that? That question wasn't meant for you at all. You don't share kids with Papoose and Remy Ma. You don't even have children. So why are you answering something he needed to speak on himself? If you were thinking clearly, you would have wanted him to answer it, because that's how you really see where a man stands. You listen to his words and judge how genuine he is based on that response. But your jealousy kicked in. Your obsession took over. You couldn't hold it back. Then you start saying, we moved on. No, he didn't move on. That's still his wife. That's still his child's mother. You can't speak for him like that. You sound unhinged. Here, take it. Bang the gavel on yourself. Matter of fact, don't worry, I'll do it for you. No. Girl, get out of here with that nonsense. Oh, it takes time to build. We moved on. No, you cannot speak for that man. That man has not moved on. He was with that woman for 20 years. 20 years. You think that just disappears and you're trying to talk for him? She was like, girl, what are you even saying right now? Do you see what's really happening here? This is jealousy. Deep jealousy. She is threatened by Remy. She couldn't even sit and listen. When you watch that interview, pay attention. When they started asking him questions about Remy, before she even stepped up, she wasn't sitting up front. She was in the back, on the couch behind him. You could still see her, though, because the camera stayed on Papoose. And while he's answering questions about Remy Ma, man, listen, her silence was loud. Those facial expressions told the whole story. They gave her away. She couldn't handle it. She couldn't contain it. She couldn't stop herself. She was mad at them. And she absolutely does not like Papoose being reminded of Remy in any shape or form, because deep down, he knows he still loves her. She knows it for a fact. Everybody knows it. Just like he was explaining right there in that interview. Y'all saw it. Y'all watched their entire life played out on camera. There was never any secret about his love for her. There was never any secret about the sacrifices and everything he did for her. He never tried to hide that, and he said he was proud of it. They even asked him straight up, do you regret it? And he was like, no, I don't regret it. I wanted that to happen. I wanted that story out there. And between the lines, she doesn't realize that's still him sending signals to Remy. That's him saying he still feels the same way. that if he had to do it all over again, he would do it again. We understand those signals. We understand the love language. Ain't that what y'all say all the time now? What's your love language? They were together for 20 years. She knows his love language. She knows his signals. And trust me, we can see it too. I could tell exactly when he was signaling her. I could tell every single time he did it. Throughout the interview, anytime Remy came up, he'd say, "I wish her the best. I wish her the best." He refused to say anything negative about her at all. And every time her name came up, he stayed respectful. That alone was bothering Claressa Shields. She wanted him to go off on Remy or say something crazy about her, but he wouldn't. She even made a comment basically saying, "He's different, but me, I tell it all. I say everything." She was making it clear she wanted to speak, and he shot her that look like, "You better not." But she still wanted to. She hates the fact that he will not say anything bad about Remy. You know why? That's another signal. That's a sign of respect and acknowledgement that something is still there. And honestly, that's understandable. That's completely understandable. He wouldn't be wrong. That's still his wife. He would not be wrong. Let me say this clearly. I'm about to tell you something real. He would not be wrong if he went back home to his wife. God would not be mad at him for that. God would not be mad if he went back and made things right with his wife. If he went back and was intimate with his wife, God would not be upset about that. I'm telling you the truth. Why? Because that is his wife. That's who he's supposed to be with. God would rather that than him committing adultery with someone who's not his wife. God would rather have him go back home to his family if forgiveness is possible. And here's the part nobody wants to talk about. We're also learning he wasn't completely innocent either. In my last video, we broke this down clearly. If we're being real, the timeline matters because he was flirting and sending messages to Claressa Shields, DMs, poems, all of that, 2 years before Remy ever dealt with Easy, the black captain. Claressa Shields has been around since 2020, so let's be real for a second. That means he was the one messing around first, if we're going by the Easy, the black captain situation, because I know he claimed she stepped out before. He said he caught her with another woman while his daughter was in bed, but even that didn't end their relationship. From everything we know, it was the Easy, the black captain situation that actually broke them up. So if that's the timeline we're using, then you were already dealing with Claressa Shields before Remy ever started sleeping with Easy, the black captain. That's according to the timeline. And let me be clear, that's not something I made up. That's coming from y'all. That's coming straight from what was said publicly. And still, she couldn't help herself. How are you speaking to Remy? How are you jumping in on parenting when that question wasn't even meant for you? How can you answer something like that? Claressa Shields, how are you answering a question meant for Papoose about his family? How are you comfortable doing that? How do you answer when he clearly says to Pop, "We as the people wanted to see you and Remy fix it"? How do you answer that? How? That wasn't your place at all. And that's how you know her jealousy is out of control. So uncontrollable that she didn't even realize it. That was her chance to actually read him, to hear where his head was really at. But instead, she saved him by answering for him, something she had no right to do. And I guarantee you, anybody watching that interview, the moment she jumped in, everybody caught it. Everybody knew something was off. Like, hold on. Girl, what are you doing? You're doing way too much. Let that man answer. That's his question, not yours. But she can't help it, because she knows she's playing catch-up. This woman is still living in Remy Ma's shadow. She might not want to admit it, but it's the truth. She hates knowing that. She hates the fact that she'll always be compared. And yes, she will remain in Remy Ma's shadow for a long time. Believe that. Now let's talk about this interview, because this was one of the first times they even opened up a little bit. Just a little. And if you really watched it, this whole thing felt like a setup from the start. Because Papoose does not like answering Remy's questions. And throughout the interview, he kept dodging anything related to Remy. You could tell they knew Papoose and Claressa Shields were coming. So what Charlemagne and DJ Envy did, they shifted it to that girl, Laura, London, whatever her name is. They let her push the topic. They let her be aggressive with it, just to see if they could get something.
because Pop doesn't like talking about this. And when he finally decided to open up just a little, very carefully, they seized the moment. They built on it. But in reality, they set that girl up to ask those questions. So if Papoose got offended, it wouldn't be on them. And once they saw he was willing to engage with her, that's when they leaned in. I caught that immediately. I peeped that from the jump. And then the moment he realized he might be saying too much, you could see him pull back, because he knows Remy is watching. He didn't want to cross that line. He didn't want to say too much, because deep down, he's still trying to stay in her good graces. So what did he do? He shut it down every single time. No hesitation. I've got the clip to prove it too. Matter of fact, let's count it together. 1, 2, 3, 5 different times. 5 different moments where anytime Remy came up, he shut it down instantly.